This is the Select Board meeting of Tuesday, September 15th. Our first item is to recognize Sue Hanley, Board of Health member, for being named a Commonwealth Heroine of 2021 by the Massachusetts Commission on the Status of Women. It gives me great pleasure to see that the Commonwealth has recognized Sue for what we all know her to be here. She makes a difference every day in our community for our residents, for our students, just for everyone. So, Sue, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
A special license request for the Harvest Fest Yard and Artisan Sale and Cow Patty Palooza. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Violation of Mass General Law, Chapter 138, Section 34, sale of alcohol beverages to persons under 21 years of age.
Acton Police Department contacted our department regarding a liquor law violation. They had a motor vehicle accident which involved two minors. One was the driver was 17 years old and the passenger was 16 years old. As a result of the accident, both occupants of the vehicle sustained injuries. They spoke to the operator of the motor vehicle. He admitted to going into the liquor store located at 439 Littleton Road and purchasing two 12-packs of beer and 10 nips of vodka. When asked what clerk of the store looked like, the description given matched that of the store owner.
My client admitted to that the person did come into the liquor store. She did recognize him, and the person that served is her husband. But the two times that she remembered the person coming in, he came in with someone who looked a lot older. She said close to 30. Subsequent to the incident, she purchased a card reader. And there were two times after this incident that she had to call the police. She knows now that she has to card anyone and everyone. I'd advise her that looks under 30.
Since they're new owners, this under our policy would be treated as a first-time offense, even though other events have happened at the same site.
Yeah, we've had in the past several of these cases where liquor stores are sold to minors or had fake IDs, and after the fact, they get the readers. Is there any means by which the town could have a bylaw or something that says a liquor store must have a reader? That
Yes, you do have the authority to make that restriction. We should probably put that on an agenda for discussion and consideration.
We try not to be too heavy-handed, at least for the first time, but it will be a 3-day suspension.
Okay, so I make a motion that we have the Littleton Road Liquors closed the Monday, September 20th, 27th, and October 4th in consideration of their first offense for serving minors.
Second.
Aye.
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 Aye. Joint meeting with the school committee, the FinCom, and the Permanent Town Building Committee. The first item is the presentation and discussion of the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 federal funding.
So in total, we have 7.4 million in funding with 3.7 million in the bank right now. It's basically taking over for the things we were funding with the CARES Act and FEMA, such as PPE. For this, we can use money to allocate towards families in need food assistance, rent assistance. We can set up programs for small grants for businesses or whatnot.
It seems to me, when you look at that list, I mean, there many priorities, many things that are listed, and I'm not sure yet, but I think we need to figure out a way sort of how to go through them, how to prioritize them, develop a priority list, develop then the cost associated with that, and figure out, where we are and what we have and how much we can spend. And I don't think we can do this in a sort of regular scheduled select board meeting with a lot of other things on our agenda. So I think it's going to require, some sort of special separate meeting. The presentation that Dan just did, as well as everything you're seeing tonight, can be found on the town's website. So the next item under this agenda item is an update on the current town debt and an impact on future large building projects.
You received in your packet a cover memo that just kind of described where we have been and where we're going with excluded debt. Because it was all in the packet, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but I'll just kind of review the highlights. We have had it on the financial model to put the new center building at 51 Main Street, the library expansion, school administrative offices, and more recently, we've been discussing the Blanchard roof for exclusion. for the new buildings as they are going to be coming on, if they are approved and voted, the impact on the tax rate would actually end up being less than what we are currently paying in 2021, even if we exclude all 4 of these projects. But this is just an illustration of, just us trying to manage the debt picture and keep the tax rate from doing, an up and down kind of a rhythm. We want to try to keep it more even and steady so that taxpayers are a little more prepared for what's coming in the mail.
The discussion of the proposed new center building at 51 Main Street, future location for school administration offices, the Blanchard School roof replacement, and determine next steps.
We had a vision originally for this building being primarily, these downstairs, a meeting room. And what COVID has taught us is that we actually have a need for more of a community room, a place for giving vaccines, a place where you could meet off the town common if it rained, waiting for Memorial Days and Veterans Days, but also voting. We've used the old fire station. So as we think about what that building's use, could be, downstairs, we might want to rethink that configuration.
I think that Jody and the Permanent Town Building Committee, I think you have direction from us. Now is a joint meeting with the Historical Commission. It's a discussion as the direction on the 12 North Main Street property.
I don't believe that there's a quorum of the Historic Commission. I only see one member so far.
The select board had made the decision that we had gone as far as we could with an RFP. We are now left with what we want to do with it. Initially, I believe our last direction was to start the process of cleaning up the property. Are there parts of that building or site that we want to preserve as opposed to taking down and demolishing the whole site itself? I was hoping that the Historic Commission might have some input on that.
It's kind of hard to think about this without thinking about how complete the cleanup would be and how much it would cost. If the Historic Commission came back and said, here's A, B, and C, preserve this, preserve this, preserve this, then maybe we could outline what a plan would be to actually go in and do all the work.
The second item under this agenda item is to consider disbandment of the 12 North Main Street Task Force. It would be my suggestion that we disband the 12 North Main Street with great appreciation and thanks for all of the hard work that they have done over the last years.
So moved.
Second?
Aye.
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 Aye. Consider moving to a partially self-funded health insurance plan with Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Our recommendation, based on where your past expenses have been and where we expect them to go to, that you would be best served going to a partially self-funded arrangement. Had you been partially self-insured the past 3 plan years, you would have saved about $2,441,000.
The Insurance Advisory Committee voted unanimously in favor of moving to a partially self-funded plan. Our employees and retirees want to stay with Blue Cross, and they don't want to keep jumping around as we've done many times through the years. This method puts the town in control. We can get out of it if we decide that it isn't smart, but it puts us in control and I think makes really good financial sense.
There is stop loss insurance, so heaven forbid someone has $1 million of claims, depending on what stop loss deductible we go with, you would be on the hook for 100,000 or 150,000. Whereas if Blue Cross Blue Shield was fully insured, you'd be on the hook for none of it. Blue Cross Blue Shield would pay the full $1 million.
But then it would show up on your rates the next year.
Correct.
Right. If this sounds interesting to you, we want to take this to town meeting to form the trust.
So I'll make a motion to move forward in support of the partially self-funded insurance plan and the accompanying town meeting warrant articles.
Second.
Aye.
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 Aye. Our special town meeting is scheduled for Monday, October 18th, indoors at Abbott. The suggestion that has been made is that once again, we hold town meeting outdoors and that we hold it on Saturday, October 16th, that we start at 10 o'clock.
I mean, if we had 6 feet distancing, how many can we fit in Abbott School? I mean, can we even get a quorum in there?
Because the Board of Health has required masks, people will have to speak with masks on even at mics.
I need a motion to change the date, time, and place of special town meeting to Saturday, October 18th, 2021, on the field of Westford Academy to start at 10 a.m.
So moved.
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. we have to consider the makeup of membership and appoint members to the committee to study ways to increase attendance at town meeting. We have 15 residents who have applied. I think it's a diverse group of people, and I would suggest we appoint them all.
I'm in favor of that group, and I'll make a motion to appoint the group as listed.
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. We have a request from the Economic Development Committee to appoint Mark Costa, a request from the Cultural Council to appoint Sherry Bain, and then we have a request from the town clerk to appoint election officers.
So moved.
Second.
Aye.
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 Aye. And lastly, we need a clerk.
I was going to say that since John caught you on our first closing open meeting, John's now nominated by me.
Second the nomination. Aye.
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 Aye.